Hello and welcome to a match of the Dota 2 Champions League. We are going to have a match between Team Liquid that are playing with their full roster. Actually, both teams have their full roster, so that's really nice. And Team Liquid is going to be up against Team Dignitas. That's going to be our other lineup. And of course, the ones that you see on the screen is not entirely correct anymore because there's no beaters, at least not in Team Dignitas that you see playing here. It's Demon, of course, instead. But at least Beaters is still here, because welcome to the broadcast.
Well, that was an awkward introduction.
Yeah, it was. I haven't done anything like with this, with these videos before. I had to do it like, it was different. It was different.
Oh yeah, it's Sugar Time in the video for some reason.
But oh, you're still.
The D2CL hasn't updated it.
Ah, yeah, you're still in there. So it's an old video, an old profile, and the profile shows Beaters. Well, there should be a Demon. Demon who's actually in the drafting slot right now, right?
Well, not necessarily the drafter. Yeah. He's in the pink slot, but in captain's mode now, anyone can take captain. So it could still be 1437. For a little bit, Bleak was drafting, but I wouldn't be too surprised if Demon took over the drafting job.
I know that he was actually the drafter for the games in Korea, as of course this is the first game that they play, or at least official game that they play since they have returned.
Team Liquid's turn to ban.
But I know that Demon actually was the drafter at that point, so perhaps they liked it and continued with that. Of course, Dignitas has not really done all too well in the new patch. They've not really played that many games though, but for example, on that Dota they're registered for 10 games in total, of which they've only won 2, which were both this week. One, of course, against the Korean team MVP, and the other one up against Speed on Monday. But perhaps
they won 3 games actually. They beat the Korean team MVP
They
twice.
beat the Korean team twice. Yeah, one of the games apparently not registered on that Dota. You're right. But that's really not that much. And for Liquid, I mean, they've been doing okay. They've been actually doing like they're in the top 4 for sure. That's their location at the moment. But they have played 26 matches in 6.79.
Reserve time.
That's a lot of extra practice that they get compared to Dignitas and officials. How much of an impact do you think that will be?
I speak for the tree.
Since I have a little insider info in that Dignitas hasn't been able to get the best practice, especially with Demon, with him just joining and stuff. Because some guy quit playing the game. They're still figuring out. Yeah, they're still figuring out the new metagame. More so than other teams, so that could actually play a role here.
Yeah, Liquid has been playing with this setup for a bit longer, and having some more results, of course, as well with it. But I'm thinking that Dignitas has kind of found their footing a bit. They just need to find their full way. I mean, getting put in the captain slot is definitely different from anything else if you're not used to it before. And normally, Demon, he's played for a very long time. He's played under the captaining of other people, so making that switch, if he is indeed the one that's drafting at the moment, because that's still a mystery, then that's something that you have to just get used to. It's very simple. It just takes time, takes practice, and well, there's no such practice like the real deal. This is not real practice, so this is of course an official match. Dignitas, they are in Group B together with Liquid and 3 other teams, but these 2 teams, Liquid is sitting pretty comfortable in the top 3. You have to be top 3 of the 5 teams in a group to maybe be making it to the playoffs. Dignitas is at the last one there. They've played the least amount of games, but they've really not done all that well. They've only won 1 game in a best of 3 thus far, where they didn't end up winning the series either, and well, they're just kind of struggling right now. What do you think we're gonna have to pay attention to maybe, see them make a turnaround, do better?
Well, the thing with Dignitas is they're an aggressive team. Demon, or Jhood909 as he's tagged up in this game, has always been a playmaker, a very aggressive player that likes to take some risks. I think that was overstated on his previous team, but he's a really strong aggressive player, and then you pair him with Korok and Infinity, and that's all 3 of their cores, or well, I guess Demon's actually support, I lied, but that's three players that are super aggressive on their team. 1437 can be aggressive, can also be more passive at times, but lately from what I've seen from them, is they like to do a duel in offlane with 1437 and Infinity, and try to put pressure onto safe lane farmers from their opposition. It worked out pretty well for them in Korea, and
Yep.
I wonder if they're gonna look for a Windrunner pickup to pair with this Clockwork. Clockwork being a hero that Infinity favors, and Windrunner being one of 1437's favorites.
Yeah, one hero that I'm actually kind of missing at the moment, which has been picked up by both teams quite frequently, is Crystal Maiden. Not yet picked up, not yet banned out either. We've got Lich Pugna banned out. I mean, those two are just standard. Timbersaw, Elder Titan banned out, as well as the Naga Siren, the Razor, and the Storm Spirit. Gorak Storm banning it out, no surprise there. But Crystal Maiden ignored up until now, and I'm really curious to see if Liquid wants to pick that up, because combination Visage, Crystal Maiden, 2 slows, 1 disable, and a nuke. I mean, that's a one tri lane right there, but they actually ban out the Crystal Maiden and go for the Venomancer themselves. That means that they still don't really have any solid disables. I can't really count a Sprout as a solid disable, even though it does work up against the Rage Lifestealer, and of course the Gale also works against the Rage Lifestealer if you get the Gale off before he rages, so that might be a factor there, but no real disables coming off the supports of Liquid.
One thing that they do have, though, is a lot of damage. Venomancer's ultimate is no joke, and even his wards, now that they get Poison Sting, they're super obnoxious to play against. And the hero's always been strong in select lineups. On the 6.79 buffs, he's strong in even more lineups. And one thing that I see right away with Liquid's lineup is they've got a tri-lane that you can't really contest, so they could pick a greedier carry. One thing that we used to do on EG with the first 3 heroes that Team Liquid picked up here is go for a Spectre with a strategy. And then get another mid that does a lot of damage. Because when you have Spectre Haunt, Furion's ultimate is going to hit every hero. If you have Venomancer ult onto 3 heroes, that's 3 dead heroes right there. Just too much damage coming out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that one, and I mean, Nature's Prophet can teleport into an aggressive tri-lane should they want that, but of course, I mean, they've got that Nature's Prophet, so how are they gonna run things in an aggressive tri-lane this way? Because where's the Nature's Prophet gonna go? Is he gonna go?
Oh no, I was saying like a defensive tri-lane with a Spectre. They could go with a weaker carry, because it's really hard to contest against the Visage and the Venomancer. Those 2 supports are just too strong in lane. Team Dignitas went for the AA pickup. And AA is a hero that I think is a lot better in 6.79. Just because of the increased gold, you can get up to an Aghanim so easy on a support AA now. And that hero does so much with an Aghanims.
It's one of the more annoying heroes that you can think of if you indeed get that Aghanims. I mean, that Ice Blast is not gonna come off you in the full duration of the fight, so that's pretty terrible. For the opposing team, that is. And in the laning stage, I actually think it works out nicely with the Lifestealer as well, because if Lifestealer gets in range for open wounds, it actually makes a cold feet proc, so that should be resulting into a disable right there with just the 2 of them. I mean, they could go just a dual lane, put something else in the jungle, maybe go a bit greedier, depending on what they're expecting from Liquid. I mean, do they really want to put something up against that possible tri-lane coming up with a Venomancer and a Visage? I mean, Clockwork is not going to have a fun time there, that's for sure. Batrider is the pickup for Liquid. Puck is the reply instantly. Puck up against the Batrider. Are you expecting this Batrider to be in the mid lane for Liquid?
Both Bulba and Quakewa have played Dangerous Prophet in the past, but I think Liquid's pretty set in Quakewa being their offlane for now, and Bulba being their mid, and I just see Bat as the more likely mid, especially since, despite his nerf, I think he still has a slight advantage over Puck in the mid lane. Because Puck's base turn time is so awful that if you get even if you just get 1 sticky on you, and you're forced to turn around to run away from the bat, it's gonna take you so long. You just tank a whole bunch of damage.
10 seconds remaining.
But they picked it into a Batrider though.
5 seconds remaining.
They did. They're confident in Quark's Puck.
Liquid's turn to pick.
Fair enough.
One thing I see with Dignitas' lineup is right now they have the option to aggressive tri-lane if they want to, because of how strong Chilling Touch coming out from Ancient Apparition is in tri-lane versus tri-lane. What they would need is an initiating hero such as Ruben that can lift to set Naix up for his open wounds, and then follow up with 3 heroes that have Chilling Touch, and just get kills. The other option that they have is to just duel in the safe lane with AA and Nyx and pick up either a jungler or a hero like Windrunner to pair with Clockwork. So Team Dignitas has a bunch of options left for themselves right now. Which is probably why they went for the mid pick at number 4. They already knew what Liquid's mid was, and they wanted to pick a support that will give them the best option based on what Liquid wants to do.
Team Dignitas's
Oh, looks like Liquid picks up Mirana. It is an interesting choice. I like Miranas, don't get me wrong, but I was really expecting a more harder carry than a Mirana is, so we'll see how active Liquid is going to be with this lineup, because they kind of have to be. Could still be an aggressive trialing with this.
Liquid still has really good split push. They have a Bat Rider, and eventually Furion will get a Hex if the game goes, you know, past 30 minutes. I fully expect Koikwa or Bulba, whoever's playing it, to be able to farm that up. But they've got Bat Rider and Furion to find pickoffs. Furion and Mirana are both great split pushers,
5 seconds remaining.
and Venomancer can help to turtle out towers, plus their 5-man is still really good. And Dignitas decides to go with Earthshaker.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice one there, and they still have all their options open if they want to go for an aggressive trial lane or something like that. But I'm expecting a safe trial lane, just fairly straightforward, and we're going to spend most of our time here at the start in the mid lane with the puck up against the Bed Rider, and I do think that the puck will be wanting some help there. And with an Earthshaker, if it is indeed a safe trial lane, I'm thinking Earthshaker and Agent Operation might actually rotate to try help do something up against that Bed Rider, though, of course, Bed Rider can fly over fissures, so good luck with that.
He can indeed. He can also fly over cliffs.
Yeah.
No way you're blocking him.
That's true.
He was too good.
Yeah, pretty strong hero right there. Almost as strong as Broodmother. And walk up to cliffs.
What an obnoxious hero that is.
Yeah. I bet by now most people have played pubs with Broodmothers in it. It's just either he is in your team and he is utterly terrible, or he's in the other team and he is just the most annoying hero that you've ever faced. It's just
The hero's super hard countered by Storm, and he doesn't really, or I should say Storm with a gem.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really do all that much by himself, so it's just obnoxious to play against. It's not really that good. In pubs at least. I'm sure
in my
Godlike has
matchmaking
a strategy
MMR?
built already.
In my MMR, people don't buy detection that often, so they yeah.
So you got big problems.
Yeah, it's big problems. Big problem MMR pool. Let's take a look at who's playing what as we're waiting for TC to fix some lag issues that he apparently has. I'll introduce actually Liquid and leave you to introduce Dignitas afterwards. Of course, I mean your home squad, I should say, maybe. Way Too Sexy will play his Visage. So he has been playing that quite often lately. Same thing goes for Koikfan as Nature's Prophet. TC playing the Mirana. We have Fluff on the Venomancer, and then last but not least it is Bulba playing the Bed Rider. So I think it's safe to say just Nature's Prophet on the off lane, Bulba mid, trial lane with maybe a roaming Visage and Venomancer, because Mirana in a way, I mean, can be solo on that lane as well. If it's a safe a suicide lane, solo lane from Dignitas, of course.
Yeah, but Liquid does have the option of aggressive trialing. They could even go with Fury on mid and safe lane back.
True.
I don't think they would do that though, because Clockwork offlane is actually pretty good against Bat Rider. But anyway, over on the side of Dignitas, JHood909, also known as Demon, is going to be playing the Earthshaker. Bleak, aka Gable, is going to be playing the Lifestealer. Korak is going to be playing the Puck. 1437 is going to be playing the Ancient Apparition, and Infinity is going to be playing the Clockwork.
Yeah, pretty solid lineup from Dignitas as well, and as we've already pointed out, I mean, they've got multiple options to run their lanes here. It just all depends. I think it's only safe to say that Korak will be mid. That's and it's not even mandatory, because Clockwork in a way could be mid, depending on what they are expecting. If they are expecting a Bed Rider mid, do you think that they might try to dodge the Puck Bed Rider matchup?
No, they're definitely not. Look at Korak's items right now. He bought a Magic Stick at level 1, and he got pulled 2 Tangos, both of which are coming from Demon. So he's definitely expecting Bat Rider, and he wants to be against Bat Rider. This is a clash of Liquid members from TI3 over here. Korak going up against this old squad.
Apparently you have some feedback issues with your microphone, by the way. I don't know if that's in-game or actually on the stream, but could you see if your microphone is transmitting properly and all that jazz? And also for the program that we're using, there's actually a setting where you can increase the quality that you're sending through somewhere. So if you turn that to max, that would be great. I don't know if you've done that or if you found that.
30 seconds.
Okay, let me test this real quick.
Oh,
See if
hello.
it sounds better.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Wow, what did you do?
I hit a button. There's...
Oh, buttons are awesome. Cool. Well, we have indeed got an aggressive trialing for Liquid, or at least by the looks of it. Aggressive trialing with Mirana. We have Gales and Slows to set up for arrows. It's a pretty scary lineup actually for Liquid.
Ooh, and look at Earthshaker right now. He's gonna potentially block creeps and ancient.
Ah, yeah, he can.
I'm
do
not
that.
sure if he's going to, but it is an option. And seeing him bottom, that's immediately what comes to mind.
Yeah, I mean, he probably wants to do that. Like, if he wants to pull creeps towards an ancient camp, he has to do that with the next wave, as of course there's no ancients just yet. But it is definitely a very strong feature of the Earthshaker, and we'll see if that's indeed going to be the target. If it is, then we're probably going to see Liquid either just letting them deal with it, and maybe sending just Prophet into the jungle if he's not getting that much anymore. But otherwise, there's really, if they want to try and place a ward near that ancient spot, they have to dismember their aggressive trialing for a bit, and I'm not sure if they are ready to do that.
Oh, I mean, if they just sent, and there you go, first fishes out, creeps going straight to the ancients. When Quagwa realizes what's going on, he's just gonna go to the jungle. They know that their trialing is gonna beat a dual lane, and there's no reason for him to be bottom if he's not getting any creeps, so he can just go jungle, and they're not really losing out that much from this. If you block ancients, or block creep wave into the ancients against 3 heroes, it's much more devastating and you're forced to respond to it. This response is something really small and it's not too detrimental to Team Liquid. I'd be more so expecting Demon to stop doing this and rotate around to look for kills.
Yeah, that might just be the case. He is pulling now the small camp. Or sorry, not Demon. I mean, Quakefire is pulling the small camp to get some extra experience there. I'm keeping my eyes here on the top lane because it's where I'm expecting first blood to happen. Is that something you agree with, or are you expecting something maybe to happen to Korok? Actually, there might be something happening to Korok because he's got 6 stacks of sticky napalm. He's able to fly away though. 7 stacks. This is dangerous for Korok.
Well, he knows that as long as he has Orb up, and he had already built up a ton of magic stick charges, that he was fine. He's a very experienced player, and he's played against a lot of Bat Riders mid, especially as Puck, one of his signature heroes, so he knows what he's doing. I'm not really expecting Korok to die mid. I'm more so expecting Bulb to be a little over aggressive.
And then him to die instead. Or is that not what you mean?
No, that is exactly what I mean.
Well, we'll see if he's gonna be a bit of a throw factor here on his Bat Rider. He did pick up an Invis rune, so maybe that makes him feel overconfident. We've seen it happen before, but for now, still getting those last hits. He's 11 for 1, up against Korok 12 for 3, so very even still on his middle lane, which in a way should be going in favor. Oh, actually, rotation coming in from way 2. They want to go for Korok. He will get a soul assumption. He dodges it, orbs himself towards a tree line, pops himself. He is fine. I was never worried. Boba does not get a kill out of that one. Nice dodge for the soul assumption, and just perfect control from Korok.
Yeah, good movement from him as well. He knew exactly how long was left on his illusory orb cooldown. There was good timing from Liquid to go when it was on cooldown still for a couple seconds. But Korok, instead of running into right clicks from the Visage...
1437, just got hit by an arrow. Starstorm comes out. First blood's on the board. The Gale was the one that made it happen. Fluff with a Gale from the tree line. He ate his way through. And setting up for TC's arrow. Nice
sneaky,
kill.
sneaky from Fluff.
Yep. But it worked.
Yeah, basically Korok walked further away from the Visage, so he would be able to get an easier juke off with Phase Shift, and also not get right-clicked as much.
Well, Quakefire is actually getting helped a bit by the Fisher that Demon just planted.
Middle lane again.
Oh, this time can they get him? Yeah, they can. Sitting in the flames, not good. Same rotation, way 2 coming in again. This time Boba gets the kill. In the meantime, there's lost Venomancer in the jungle. 1437 has found him. 1437 got boots. Fluff does not have boots. Well, he's got them, but in his Whoa! In his stash.
Middle tower
10
is
health,
under
no
attack.
problem. Fluff gets given a life as Quickfire is stuck inside Cogs here together with Infinity. Battery Assault flares. That's all it needs to have to get a kill here for Infinity, as Fluff still denied himself to a neutral. Rotation from
Wait
way
till-
2 and Boba. Yeah. Wow, action all over the map. The slow is there. Level 3 Bat Rider, or level 3 Earthshaker rather. TP away. Nice Fisher, allowing for the teleport. That's gonna be brilliant save coming off from Demon.
Yep, and there's no point in Flame Break. If Bulba decided to go for Flame Break, he would have had that kill, but instead he decided to go for 3 points and Sticky and 2 in Firefly.
Well, there's
That's
nothing else
that's
they
something
can do.
that you don't really see that often. You usually see landing Bat Riders get a point in Flame Break at level 4, and Bulba just opted not to go for it, and it cost him a kill.
It's quite interesting as well, because they've got like 2 supports that don't have any disable, so you kind of want to have that interrupt potential. You'd think, oh, Gale, Korak gets hit by it, he still has an orb though, should be able to fly himself over towards his tower again, and indeed does that. He doesn't even get back off from Bulba, so knew that he wasn't going to get him.
One thing that we didn't mention is at top lane, the reason why Korak's been under such pressure this game is he got their ward counter-warded. Fluff was able to take it out very early into the game, so there's just no vision to help support Korak mid. And Liquid's taking full advantage of that and just putting a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, in terms of last hits, Korak is still doing okay-ish. I mean, he's sitting on 27 for 3 compared to Bulba's 31 to 2. So it's not that big of a difference, but of course the kill does make a difference with Bulba getting that last hit, and of course Korak losing some gold while dying. Quickfire in the meantime is not doing as great as you'd expect from a safe solo lane, but he has got 21 last hits. Some of those are small jungle creeps, so can't really... Oh, wait a second. Oh, Gale. 1-4-3-7. You're dead. Starstorm comes out. TC with another kill. TC sitting on 34 for 14 in terms of last hits. So he is doing really well in the top lane, while Lifesteer is only jungling, so doesn't get that much gold out of it.
Yep, and Bleak decided I can't stay top, so I'm just gonna go get some money wherever I can get it, and that's in the jungle. 1437 for a couple minutes there, it was just against the solo bottom, and he just got too comfortable against that bottom and wasn't expecting the rotation to come out from Liquid support.
A bit complacent there. It's quite nice experience for support Asian Operation though. Once he's got level 6, then he might be able to make some changes on the map, might be able to help his teammates a bit more. And he is actually already level 5, and if you compare that to the rest of the support, we've got a level 4 Venomancer, level 4 Visage, and Earthshaker, level 4 as well. So 1437 is getting ahead of his counterparts. And that might be the one thing that Dignitas needs in this one, because Korak is quite far away from a Blink Dagger, and who else is going to keep Dignitas in the game for in the mid game? It's not going to be Lifestealer
Well, if you look
for a
at it,
while.
yeah, they're sacrificing Lifestealer's farm to get these levels on AA, and they don't really have a choice, because if Lifestealer's in lane, then he's just going to get camped by Liquid supports. He's not going to be able to farm anyway. So they need to get a lot done with Ancient Apparition's ult, and just being aggressive in the early mid game as lanes start to break down even more.
Level 5 still, but he's a lot more careful than he was before. Knows that there's a few supports missing from the map, and just is here for the levels. It's working out. Actually brings Fluff perhaps out of his shell, shows that he's there, places some wards.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Just getting the levels, though the tower might actually go down for it. Fortification comes out. For now the tower won't drop, but slowly but steady is the pace here. TC is getting all the freedom in the world.
Dignitas really needs to get heroes up here if they want to be able to save the tower.
Oh, wow. Boba was invis. He actually wanted to go for a lasso. I would expect that anyways, but doesn't get it. And in comes the ultimate from 1437. The Dream Coil as well. He wants to go for Boba. Can he hit that orb? That's the question. Should be able to. Yes, he does. Lasso doesn't matter anymore. Nature's Prophet coming in. Korak still take quite a bit of a beating from that one, but there's too many heroes around him for him to actually go down. Asian Operation does die for it, but he did his duty. He did his job. He got his ult off. Gives TC a free kill, solo kill, which isn't really not that great for Dignitas, but they got Bulba.
After 1437 hit his ult on mid, he went to deny top tower, and in showing himself that he was there, he was 100% dead to that Mirana. He's not going to be able to run away from leap move speed and phase boots.
And he didn't even get the tower deny. TC got that one as well. Well, at least Batrider, when he died, Boba did manage to get a Blink Dagger before he died, so it's not even that big of a loss for Liquid. They're getting further and further ahead by the looks of things, and that's exactly what the gold graph shows. 3k gold in their favor, 1k experience, but it's really not that much. But the gold, I mean, it starts to ramp up a bit. And oh no, their A ulti flying in. It's not gonna find Koikva though. Is it? Or is it? Yes it is. Hello Koikva, and a Fisher coming out as well. An orb, Gorak incoming, it's a kill! That's Gorak for you.
And Quark's in a bunch of trouble now.
Yeah.
That Fisher barely blocked Koikwa and he was forced to use his trance to try to get out, but he just couldn't get out in time. Quark did overextend going for that kill and he dies for it, which further delays his blink. Quark this game didn't even go for treads. Usually he goes for treads first because you can make a lot of solo plays with treads. This game he opted to just rush the blink because he knows Bat's gonna have a quick blink and he wants to be able to TP and counter initiate wherever Bat initiates.
Oh, Infinity gets found in his bottom lane here. In comes the slow. Wave 2 with the soul assumption. That's gonna be a kill. Actually, Boba with the last hit for it with the flames. But just a solid kill overall, and just something that Boba just, you know, is finding himself a clockwork. All alone in the jungle. What's not to like? Age Deprivation is having some issues as well though. Doesn't get TC for it. I don't think he'll shatter. The haste rune should also get him away from the claws of Bleak. Age Deprivation just picked off there with help of Fluff. Here on the top lane again.
We gotta get a Midas update. There are now 3 Midases in this game. TC has a Midas, which he picked up, I believe, after he got top tower in the kill on 1437. Koikwa just got his Midas now, and Bleak got his Midas about 40 seconds ago.
No, it's 2 versus 1. We know what that means.
Liquid wins.
Yep.
One thing that I've noticed in this metagame is early kills don't matter as much, especially with the amount of Midases that are coming out to get people their experience. The big deciding factor is really early towers. If you're able to build a huge tower advantage and then snowball off of that, either with just teamfight items and continuing your push, or getting Midases earlier than your opponents because you got the tower kills, that's how you get really far ahead in the early game. Getting a lot of kills you can come back from because of how much gold you get from streaks now. Or from ending streaks, rather.
Yeah. And it's actually, I mean, there's only 1 tower down in this map. It's only the top one. Maybe Bleak is gonna have some issues here, but it looks like Fluff is just covering for TC should something happen, which actually might, but great ward vision coming out from Liquid. Knowing exactly who is in the jungle, who is in Dignitas' jungle, making sure they know if TC is free farming or not. This Age of Deprivation, well, he rotates, but he dies anyway. And on the bottom lane, together with Infinity, who's locked inside his own cogs and is proud as well, he will be able to back off behind his own tower. But an Age of Deprivation had to die before he could do that.
Hey, got a cold feed off on Bulba. Infinity TP down. It's so hard to not call him Frankie. Oh man. Frankie TP down the bottom and tried to hook onto Bulba, but instead he hooked Creep, and was in a precarious position. Was able to escape from it. Invis on bottom, running around in the woods.
I'm looking for a free arrow, point blank. Let's see, he's a bit surrounded by enemy heroes though. If he goes in, might be risky unless he has some serious backup, which for now he has not. He's only got maybe Fluff close by, but he decides not to go for it, so he will move away. We by the way, Air Shaker is still level 5. I mean, it's not that big of a deal because, I mean, Echo Slams are great and all that, but you have to be able to get in range of your enemy if you want to use it, and so far he's not been able to do that just yet. But he is still very low level here in this game. I mean, he's the lowest level in the game. Second lowest is another support, 1437, together with Fluff on the Venomancer, but
Earthshaker's a hero that early on in the game he can function without too much experience. Fissure still blocks for 8 seconds at any level or any rank, so he's fine being a little underleveled for now. The more important thing for him is that he has Arcane Boots up as Bulba initiates mid.
Yeah, arrow hits only a creep. Nice Dream Coil up on 3. Bulba will get taken down. Looking for more targets. Hookshot misses. Battery Assault coming out. Nice Nova. Poison Nova, that is. Cogs, don't lock anybody in, and actually might be death for Infinity. It is death indeed, as Demon takes quite a bit of damage here. It's not lethal, obviously, but oh, actually, if that ward damage ticks on, that might be lethal. Mirana actually on the wrong side of the fissure gets taken down, and Earthshaker has got a salve, so he'll live to see another day. In the end, actually a trade that is worth it for Dignitas. It looks to be going south for them, but that fissure saved their day.
Dignitas got 2-for-1 there, a solid 2-for-1 that they needed. And I say that they needed it because, you know, they're against 2 Midases and they only have 1. You need everything you can get when you're against more Midases than what you have. In all seriousness, Dignitas was behind, and getting that while Bleak wasn't there, getting a 2-for-1 trade, is really good for them.
Yeah, including a kill on the Mirana. That was actually the first time that she died in this game completely, and she misses a lot of minus time because of it, while being dead. So that's a pretty big blow to Liquid. On top of that, Mirana was actually the highest level hero on the map, so giving up a lot of experience as he goes down. We have a smoke up, by the way, for Korok, as well as for Demon, looking for a kill again on bottom. Can they get TC down? In comes the Fissure, the silence already there, the Dream Coil, the Echo Slam, and the Slam Dunk coming up from Demon, the Totem. That's a solid kill. As solid as any.
Yep, they used a lot to get it, but that's another important kill. That's another 40 seconds that TC's off the map, and if you look at the net worth, Bleak's catching up. Slowly but surely, he's getting himself back into the game. And he's closing in on an armlet right now. One thing that I wanted to say is, Infinity, or Frankie as a player, the Clockwork, he's hit or miss sometimes. Clockwork's a hero that he plays a lot of, and he's been sensational on it at times. But this, so far, just isn't his game. He's missed a bunch of hooks, so I want to see if he can try to turn that around.
Yeah, if he can find his footing again. We haven't indeed seen that many hooks or that many initiations at all from him. I guess on the other side, Dignitas doesn't really want to initiate just yet, unless they can find ganks that they can surely take. But they just want to give time for Bleak to get him to get that farm up, who's indeed almost done with his armlet, as you mentioned. TC has got himself a Yasha, phase boots. What are you expecting to see to get in this game on Mirana?
Well, considering he already has Yasha, I wouldn't be too surprised if he finished a Manta. I've been seeing a lot more Saint and Yashas lately since I changed to it, where it's 16% movement speed. I'm not sure if they changed anything else, but I know that was part of it. Most of that's been in in-house games and pubs and such, but never know, he might actually opt for that. One change from 6.7 to 9 that I know TC absolutely loved was the change to Mjolnir. And that's an item that really works on bottom, so I would not be surprised to see him go for that as his next big item.
Yeah, could definitely be an item for him. I'd like to see that. Maybe even before Yasha. Oh my god, look at that sentry ward on in the Dire jungle. I actually can't select it for some reason, which is really annoying, but it doesn't scout out the observer. Now it does. They give up 2 sentries for that observer.
3 sentries.
3! Oh my god! 3! I didn't even see the other one yet.
Placement.
Wow, I think that Fluff got his money's worth from that one. I mean, he loses the vision in the end, fair enough, but...
Well, technically, he just gave 50 gold over to Dignitas.
True, but he only spent... But he spent 75 gold to give them 50 gold, and he made them spend 300 gold. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they got 50 gold for the board kill.
True. Still 300 gold
bottom
for
lane
50 gold.
initiation by Bulba.
Yeah, Bleak, you're dead. Nice play for Bulba, just grabbing him, and the response from Dignitas, even though it was there, it was just too late. Just too much damage coming off.
And they responded with everyone.
Yeah. That's expensive teleports right there. We have 4 people here of Dignitas here on this bottom lane. They know they have to do something with it, so they smoke up. I think it got scouted out though. Do you think the edge of that observer ward would have cut the smoke? I think so.
If they were looking at it on the map, I think they smoked while all their heroes were still on the high ground. I'm not 100% on that. So they would have seen the smoke if they were looking at that exact spot.
The ping came out.
There's really no reason to look. Oh.
I think there was one ping, but I'm not sure if it was theirs or if it was Dignitas's. Yeah. Well, everybody is so careful on the map. Liquid is just not showing their faces. I think they know. Or, yeah.
Well, when Liquid sees all 4 heroes of Dignitas that are alive go to bottom, they know that something's up. Just from that, that was a really forced smoke from Dignitas because they were in a position where they felt like they had to accomplish something. ult coming out from TC right now.
Yeah, misses an arrow.
Shoots an arrow.
Creep with it. Really wanted to get a free
Hey.
kill on 1437.
He got a free creep kill though. Well, not free. It cost him 100 mana.
A bit trigger happy there. But of course, I mean, it's level 2 Moonlight Shadow, so the cooldown is only 2 minutes, and Liquid not expecting to fight just yet. We're reaching the point where I'm actually expecting that either team, even though maybe Liquid a bit more than Dignitas, either team could try to go for Roshan. And it's actually, one thing that I want to point out is that at the start of the game, Liquid had the choice to pick which side they wanted to have. They actually went for Radiant. And normally I'd say Radiant because of the aggressive trial lane, because of that camp that you can actually use to pull, while there is no such thing that you can do on the Dire side if you're an aggressive trial lane. But what do you think the reason is they go for Radiant side?
Team preference. The Radiant jungle is a little bit better for farming. Obviously the trial lane, which you already mentioned. You still have the ability to pull mid on Radiant with certain heroes. So they prefer Radiant over Dire. Maybe they feel like there isn't that big of a Roshan advantage now that it's a random time.
Yeah, that might be a fair enough assumption. We do have a Roshan up, and I'm expecting Liquid to go for it, but maybe because they're on the Radiant, they're a bit more hesitant to try and make that happen. For now, both teams seem to be fairly okay and just continuing to farm. However, stale it may be, which it is right now. Doesn't look like there's going to be any change unless Bulba gets I was actually gonna say gets wings, but he's on the Bat Rider, so he has got wings, and he has a haste rune, so he's mighty fast. But he's flying towards where nobody is of Dignitas' squad, so he won't find any targets.
And Bulba's been flapping around the entire map this game. Whenever there's action, it's Bulba starting it.
Yeah.
It's not Dignitas, which is just a little bit surprising considering the super aggressive nature of Dignitas' lineup. They're content sitting back and letting Quoiqua and TC farm up, when I definitely think that Liquid has a better late game here. One thing I wanted to say is the telltale sign for a team going for Roshan is when they get a medallion. And Visage is the hero that you almost always see a medallion on, but this game, Way2 decided to opt for a Pipe of Insight, which I think is a amazing item choice for him, considering all of the magic damage coming out from Dignitas. It got buffed in 6.79, it's now 900 AoE when you use instead of 500. So you don't have to, you know, group up together for an Earthshaker Echo Slam. You can just stay spread out and pop off your pipe.
Tower is under attack.
I think that's a very, very good item now.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it, especially if you're expecting an Earthshaker to have a big impact on the match, which, well, Demon is building towards. He has got a Blink Dagger soon, just about 300 gold needed for that. And when he has that, perhaps we're going to see Dignitas be a bit more aggressive, because that might be around the same time when the Basher is ready on the Lifestealer. And as you said, you're expecting Liquid to have a better late game, so Dignitas have to find that sweet spot where they find that they are the ones in charge. And perhaps with Basher, Blink Dagger, and Earthshaker, that's going to be their time, even though they might want to wait for a Scythe of Ice on the puck.
And Liquid just picked up Orchid on Quoiqua. They also just picked up a gem on Fluff to go for some dewarding, and Venomancer is pretty much just a master of, you know, warding. He's got his Plague Wards to scout high ground first. Now he has a gem to counter ward. All of Dignitas' vision. That's just going to be a nuisance to deal with for Dignitas.
Yeah, he has to be careful that his smoke doesn't get ticked off by Korok. But for now, he's okay. And actually, Quoiqua making his way over. There's a lasso, and it's on Korok. Bulba coming in. Phase shift away. Can he get himself away in time? Yes, he can. Blinks himself towards the tier 1 tower. Gets silenced up instantly. Orchid coming up from Quoiqua. He's still flying, though. He has got his orb again. Phase shift. He can make it out. No! He's not. He can't. And he dies. Should be dead. Phase shift. I mean, it will only last so long. He might be able to blink. He does blink and TP out. He makes it out alive. That's pretty impressive. In the meantime, the rest still fighting. Infinity got a bit too far to the wrong side of his team. Gets picked off. The rest still chasing, looking for 1437. Orchid up. But he's away. The Fisher helping out. TC cannot chase it anymore. Korok actually gets away though. Escape artist, for sure.
They've got Blink and Basher up, and now Bleak is infested into Earthshaker right now.
Oh, this could be trouble. Where's your pipe right now? Need pipe. There goes your pipe. That's gonna be the one they need. Blink, Echo Slam, that pipe doing wonders already. The Fisher still comes out though, and TC gets eaten up by Bleak. Looking for more targets. That's Earthshaker is the one to die together with the Age Deprivation. Bleak locked in Sprout, way too slow. Bleak down. They're looking to try and take this Lifestealer down, and they will. They get him. Korok still in this, but knows that he can't jump in this anymore. It is 3 for 1. They got TC, but they lost 3 extra heroes, including the Slam Dunking duo.
Yes, they didn't. They didn't have Infinity in that fight. He got picked off before it. Now he's alive again. Goes for the hook and hits Korok. This is so not Frankie, this game. I don't want to attribute it to just, you know, jet lag or having a lot of traveling and getting home and just not being yourself the next day, but that's a thing that happens to some people. I know it happened to me where, like, I was just in a funk after traveling. You get back 2 or 3 days after you get home, you're just not yourself yet.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Because this, like, just watching Frankie play this game, this isn't even his off game, this is just not him.
Korok might get picked off. The Orchid helping out. Can he actually get himself away this time? Nope. Can. Dominating Bulba. He's sitting on 7-2-1. I mean, by the way, because the jet lag, the time difference, it's been said that the time difference that you have with the country that you came from and the country where you are, that amount of hours, if you translate that amount into days, like 3 hours into 3 days, that's the time it takes for you to, for your body to fully recover from a jet lag. So perhaps Infinity does feel some signs from that, or some, you know, repercussions from traveling. But hookshotting your own teammate, meh. Still, I don't think that's something that you should be doing.
Huh? Who, me?
his top tower is under attack.
Alright, so, push coming out from Liquid on the top lane, the puck being down, they get the tower, they nail, now they're just backing off. A combo that we haven't seen at all this entire game is clock hooks into AA ults for just super easy initiations and pickoffs. That's a little surprising, because that's like the easiest combo to pull off with their lives. They've been doing it with Puck a bunch.
Bleak cannot rage, cannot live. Ownage. That's what it's called. You're right, by the way. I mean, there's a very big team fight potential on Dignitas. If they get the perfect wombo combo, like hookshot in, AA ult, Dream Coil, Echo Slam, Infest out, and Bleak will eat everybody that's left on 0 HP or on 10 HP or so. That's pretty insane.
But Liquid's not gonna let that happen. Mobility of their lineup showed right there. They have Furion, that has, you know, obvious TP. Then they've got bots on their Bat Rider. He's got 3 heroes on the bottom really quick. We're able to get a pick off, and then Demon, in combination with 1437, we're able to get a pick off.
Yep.
To counter that onto the bottom.
Don't worry, support's here to save the day. Big dunks coming out. Echo Slam used for that, but that's totally worth it to pick up one of the higher farmed heroes on the map. A level 17 one for that matter. I mean, a level 11 Earthshaker and a level 11 Age Deprivation picking up a level 17. Yes, please. Give me that experience.
BKB picked up on Koikwa. BKB coming out pretty soon for Bulba as well.
Yeah, they need
Not
that.
pretty soon, he's working on it.
Have to be able to fly over cogs and just do not care about Echo Slams and Fissures and all that jazz. I mean, you'll still see that, like, you still can't walk over a Fissure, but at least you won't get stunned by it anymore. It is a great tool against Dignitas lineup. And I would even say Dignitas, when the BKBs are up, they cannot fight until they have forced out the BKBs to be, forced out the BKB so often that they're down to 4 seconds or so. Then they have a chance again. But they're losing
It's definitely
ground
going to be hard.
continuously.
And Koikwa just went for a really cute play. He TP'd next to Dire Ancients where they have an Obs ward. Then he went up to scout for the courier at the secret shop and also scout for heroes while using his Lothars. And he's like, okay, nothing's here, I'm just gonna go farm these Ancients, then TP out and farm elsewhere.
Oh, way too. And he's able to get a kill. They just Prophet Ultimate helping out, but he goes down for it. 3 versus 1. Still, actually... Yeah, that's gonna be 2 dead for 1. That's already worth it. Way too sexy making all of that possible. Making Infinity a bit greedy there for a support Visage, but... Now also no Earthshaker. No Fissures.
Dire's bottom tower.
Free tower, that's
And
all the outer
another
towers
tower
down.
for Liquid.
Yeah. I'd say Roshan. Why not?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They definitely are.
Well, BKB almost
Liquid
ready for Bat
just-
Rider.
And Liquid continue, he should have it now.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, there it is.
He does. Right.
Liquid's just been outmaneuvering this entire game against Dignitas. They haven't even lost a single tower 30 minutes. There's not a whole lot of push coming out in Dignitas' lineup, but to not be able to get a successful fight then take a tower is saying a lot to how well Liquid's played this game.
Yeah, 2 BKBs now done as well. And, I mean, you said low towers down, and even the towers that are still standing are pretty healthy, apart from maybe the top one. Only 500 health left for that one, but still Dignitas is not close by to taking that one down anytime soon. It's 10 to 18, so the kill score not that big of a difference, but if we look at the gold, 20k gold in favor of Liquid, 15k experience in their favor, and it's just a very steep uphill battle for Dignitas from this point onward, or at least it is already. It was already for a while, I guess, but what like, you're in Dignitas' shoes, what would you recommend them to do? How are they still gonna win this game?
They just need to take fights in one fight. They're getting really close to Hex on Bulba. Wow, Hex on Korok. Jeez, he's 100 gold away. When they have that, that's another initiation that they have, and that's a very good initiation against all the BKBs coming out from Liquid's cores. So each of them have one now. They just need to find pickoffs, and here they go with the smoke. Although they don't yet have it.
Oh, there's an invisible Bulba sitting right there, so they know that there's someone there. They don't have detection. Blink forward or blink away. Bat Rider is safe. Well, that's a wasted smoke. The Sentry Ward comes out now, but yeah, that was
Way too late.
The big initiation kind of thingy from Dignitas, or at least their go, their try, like, we're gonna make something out of this, but on their way back to base, they might get caught out. Infinity silenced up. Is able to force himself out. Nice Fisher, but it actually makes sure that Liquid is safe from Bleak. Force staff from Bulba, while he has Korok in his arms. Age Depression ulti flying out. Echo Slam still comes out, but the pipe and the BKBs were already on. Koikfa still taking quite a bit of damage, but so far not worried just yet as Bleak goes down. Korok tries to get himself some kills, but he will go down for his greediness. Gets Koikfa, fair enough, but dies for it. Buyback from Koikfa, and only Age Separation left to tell the tale. The GG is called. It is utter domination coming up from Liquid here. Dignitas kinda searching for a way to answer Liquid, but not really finding one at all.
Yeah, Liquid played really strong Dota that game, and Dignitas looked a little bit lost. Is the best way to put it, I think.
Yeah, well, they're gonna have a redo because it is a best of 3, so we're gonna see another game coming off from Liquid and Dignitas. What's the thing that you would say, like, Dignitas, this is what you should change? Like, one thing they can change. What is it? Is it a draft? Is it their laning?
Get Frankie involved in the game. He was 1-2-1 and then 1-3-1 for the first 25 minutes. That was his score. That's clockwork. That's a hero that needs to be involved, and he just wasn't involved. You can't win 5v4 with an AFK clockwork. That's not to say that he was AFK all game, it's just he wasn't involved in their plans. And they just got off to a really terrible start with their landing decisions as well. That tri-lane from Liquid set them up to just be dominant from the get-go.
Well, we're gonna see if they can follow your advice. Stick around, stay tuned for Game 2 of Liquid versus Dignitas. We'll come right up in about 5 minutes from now, so don't go anywhere.